See, this trail that I'm following has a lot of very human-like footprints. So there's definitely something moving in this forest with me. I can hear it. I'm sure it can hear me, and that's probably why it's being quiet right now. God, there was definitely something walking over here, but I just can't move without making a bunch of noise. It's too hard. Oh my God, I think that was a Sasquatch. Oh, I just heard it. Whatever it is, it's trying to be super quiet now. I just heard it again. See, this is a giant old log. And then right there, that log is just huge, or stump is what I mean. That stump, I bet you, from where it meets the ground, is probably 11, 12 feet wide. And then the one right behind it, another monster, but nowhere near as big as this one in the middle. See, I love these ancient forests like this. You just see these just huge stumps that just blow your mind. Wondering what this forest used to look like. And see, there's another one down there. And those are always cedar stumps. They're the only ones that survive. Cedar just doesn't rot. God, you can just imagine what this forest was like. Every tree in it was, 7 to 15 feet wide. Because cedars aren't really the giants. I mean, imagine what some of the giant Doug firs look like and some of the giant hemlocks look like. They've just all long rotted away. There's no trace of them. There's something in this forest. I feel like it's bedded down, afraid to move. Because I hear it every now and then. It ruffles and moves, and then it stops. I really don't want to run into a bear. I don't like bears. They're just too unpredictable. They're just like big, dumb, wild dogs. You never really know what they're going to do. See, that's what I just climbed down. It wasn't too bad. There was only a few sections that were like insanely steep. But that's why I picked all this on the map, because the map showed the elevations of everything. Really pretty in here though. You know, I've been following a trail which I would typically consider it a Sasquatch trail, but usually the Sasquatch trails are accompanied by way more Sasquatch sign. And by Sasquatch sign, I mean like bent over trees, top trees, upside down trees, stuff like that. And there's been a little bit of bent trees and stuff in here, but usually when it's from the Sasquatch, there's just a ton of it. Wow, look at that stump. Oh, wow, from this angle, that's every bit of 10 feet. Damn, just a monster. Yeah, this is definitely the best path I have found thus far to get me down to the river. What's that? Big old chunk of steel. Wow, that's heavy. That right there is probably about 100 pounds of steel. See, now that's an interesting top tree right there. See, it's been topped and then a new one grew out of it, but it's still green and lush and alive. In theory, there's nothing that should have topped that tree. Not in here, not with all the protection from everything it has. Wind didn't do that. Mother Nature didn't do that. Something broke the top of that tree. God, there's an eeriness to this little forest, though. I'm not going to lie. But there's always an eeriness to these canyon entrances, especially when you're out here all by yourself. I mean, nobody can hear you scream. Nobody's coming for help. But I do see something interesting up on that hill. See, up, where's it at? Up higher, I guess. Oh, there it is. See, right there. There's a whole bunch of down trees. Oh, why is it not focusing? There we go. See that pile of down trees? There's a whole bunch of them. There's a leaner right there. That's the kind of stuff that I look for because it just doesn't make sense that a whole bunch of trees in one area will get ripped out and they fall different directions. And here's another leaner. It's not leaning super bad, but it's definitely leaning up against that bigger. Oh, I just heard something. See, the river is helpful because if there were Sasquatches sitting down by that river, the noise of that running water is going to disguise my racket. So you could actually sneak up on a Sasquatch if they were just laying next to a river. So I just found a really nice trail. I mean, it's hard to see it, but I was walking through straight brush, and then I came across this. It's like a game trail, but it's almost like a hiking trail. Oh, I probably should have taken my time and really inspected it for footprints, but I didn't. There's so many leaves in the way right now. It's a bad time of year for footprints. Everything's buried. This winter, I'm really going to go crazy with documenting footprints. But this is the river. I love this river. This river is so amazing. It's like this little creek that just has these huge waterfalls and cliffs and swimming pools, and it's actually a pretty awesome little river. And I have never walked through this section of it right here, so this is all brand new to me. Ah, look at this place. See, that's what I just walked down, and that's my way out. So I'm gonna have to make a mark on my map so I remember where to get out at. I mean, it's like you would think those 3 logs and this cliff, you know, it would always stand out. You'd be surprised how you can just walk right past stuff like that and miss your exit. Ooh, that's kind of an interesting footprint. It's got a bunch of leaves in the way, but very much so looks like a human footprint. Oh, look at this. Probably an agate already. Yeah, that is an agate. It's actually kind of a cool one. It's quite a bit different than what I'm used to finding in here. Alright, I gotta get some of this gear off. So I just made it to one of the most remote, just impossible to get to places that I've ever put any game cameras. And I had 2 of them down here, and they're gone. They're both gone. Oh, and I can't remember exactly how I had them, but I know that they were right here in this area, and they are gone. So, you know, of course it's possible somebody stole them, but it's also just something that I was warned about, that Sasquatch will take your game cameras. But I'm gonna definitely look around a little bit, but I definitely want to get a good video of this waterfall. This place is just amazing. See the big log up there? Carefully laid across that canyon like a bridge. And just an awesome little waterfall in there. It actually goes in there pretty far, and the water is really deep at the base of that waterfall. And that log, I've always called that log Sasquatch Bridge. It's a really cool spot. I'm gonna get closer to it. This is one of my favorite places on the whole river. And I'm pretty happy now. I know a lot easier way to get here. Oh, I'm pretty bummed out about my game cameras though. I want to get up to the top of this cliff right here and see if there actually is some kind of trail that leads to that log. That log would be fun to jump off of in the summertime. This water in here is super deep, like plenty deep enough to jump off that log. It doesn't look like it right here close to shore, but it gets super deep over in that hole. And this area is a lot bigger than it looks. Can't really tell how far back it goes. That might be the end of it right there. But I know that up in all that area right there is a whole bunch of like Sasquatch sign. There's like a weird teepee structure thing of bent over trees, and they're like big trees. You can kind of see them right there. That's part of it. That tree leaning sideways, there's two of them there. That's part of a big teepee structure thing. Oh, you know what? And it looks like there is a trail right there that leads to that log. Wow, I need to go look at that. That's crazy. That would mean that something is using that log as a bridge. I'm gonna have to research that for sure. I'm gonna look around for my game cameras a little longer and see if I can't find them. Pretty sure they're gone though. Oh, I found them. I was wrong. They're still here. I just couldn't remember where I put them. Look, there's one. Taking pictures of me right this second. And then over here, there's the other one. Awesome. This is really cool. I thought they were gone. That's right. When I came into this river, I came down through a nightmare up this way. And I mean a freaking nightmare. And I didn't even know there was a waterfall there. I just knew that I couldn't continue downstream unless I did some super dangerous rock climbing. So I went way up in the woods and came way down, and I went around that waterfall. And then it wasn't until I explored upstream a little ways that I discovered it. But awesome. So now I get to check my cards inside my game cameras. I've been kind of anxious about this spot. So here goes.